Welcome back, beautiful people. We are back here with Ginger Bailey, and I described her in part 2 of this JonBenét Ramsey and Patsy Ramsey interview. If you missed that, stop this and go back and watch part 1. It's awesome. And I do thank you, Patsy, and you, little girl, sweetie JonBenét, for staying with us and, tolerating these some often difficult questions. And Erik, thank you so much for your helping out too. I love you.
I love you too, Mom. And I love being here. That's what he just said. I love this. It's just
all right.
So sweet.
We'll go on.
And they said thank you too.
All right. So we'll go on with the community people's questions. There was a 911 call before the real one was placed. The caller thought they hung up and didn't. Why did the conversation between the parents and Burke not get more news time? It was reported in her autopsy that she was sexually abused prior to that night. Who abused her? And they said Patsy wrote the note that the brother killed.
Yeah, no. They're actually, Erik is saying, and Patsy's like, saying this too, that there was not, I don't think this was in the autopsy that it was before, because they're saying that there wasn't any abuse before that, or molestation, anything like that. And JonBenét is she's also saying that this wasn't like something that had happened before. And now the 911 call, there was, I'm not sure if they're talking about this or not, but what Patsy's talking about is there was a 911 call made accidentally on another night before this or something.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not sure if that's what they're talking about or not.
Okay.
When she hung up the phone, if they're talking about the main call, when she first called and hung up, she's saying that it just probably didn't hang up all the way, is what she's saying. It probably didn't just shut off all the way. There's a lot of conspiracy around this, Erik says.
I know.
I mean, he's just like, it's crazy, he says. It's crazy.
Is this now invalid perpetrator in Boulder still, or is he in another city?
He is not in Boulder. I do not know where this is, but he is not in Boulder anymore. Is
he in Colorado?
He moved around a lot even before that. He moved a lot, even when he was doing like these pageants around that time. Okay. Before that, he was like, Erik showing me like many, many different places that he would go to, like move a lot.
In the same state?
Is he in the same state, you guys? No, he's not in the same state even. This looks more south. He's gone more south.
Is he in?
But he is in the country. He is in the country, though.
Is he in an institution, like to take care of, like a nursing home, or is he at home?
No, this is home. This looks like home.
Okay. All right. Was JonBenét murdered in her home? We know, yes. Or was she murdered elsewhere, placed in the basement later? False. We already know that.
Right. It was in the basement.
Speculated on the first hang-up 911 call, you could hear Patsy cry in the background. What did they do to her? Was that true, Patsy? Maybe
she was
because of those initials. Yeah.
No, she was crying on the call that she called when her daughter was gone, she says, but the other, like the one that was, it was like almost like she's making it like it was an accident call or something, like an accidental call. Like they had a bunch of people there at their house or something when this happened.
So they were concerned she was missing for 7 hours, right?
Right. Yeah.
If they called 911 and said, well, it's good, let's give it more time and hang up. Was that it?
Well, when she just was like in a panic and in shock. So the call, if they're talking about the call, the 911 call, when she found the letter, okay, the note.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, she was in a panic, she said. She was in shock. She was in a panic. She just couldn't believe it was happening. It was like, it was just like she couldn't get someone there fast enough. She couldn't get them to listen fast enough. Something like, that feeling, that panic.
Right.
So yeah, she was crying. Yeah, she was terrified.
Will the Colorado governor finally allow John Ramsey to have the DNA found on JonBenét's clothing retested, as he has been pleading to do so for the past year? Yeah, so John wanted the DNA tested.
Yeah, he's still going for he's still trying to find the killer. He's not stopped. Him and his other family members are still trying to find this person.
Why won't the Colorado governor allow that? I would get it done privately then. Jesus.
Yeah. They are going to do the DNA again. Erik just said they will eventually do it. They will eventually do it. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Even if they get it to somebody that did this, Erik's saying because of free will, okay, and that messes with like time, how things happen. There may be a chance that they get it, but this person may have passed by the time they do that, but at least they would know. Second of all, he says, if not, it's going to be hard to prosecute because the way that the crime scene was not contained or something.
Oh, yeah. Mistrial, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, right. There's going to be a lot of problems with this. And I think that's one of the reasons the DA hasn't even like tried to take it. But I agree. Like my personal opinion, Ginger, I think that they should run it again just so that
is he in the system?
Just someone.
Is his DNA in the system even?
No, it's not. But it doesn't mean it won't be. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like with technology. And
know,
the way that more and more people are getting their family, like a family that's connected to him, maybe.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they could, they probably have a list of all the people who worked at the pageant. So, and now that has that description too. Did her parents have anything to do with the murder? No. It's been speculated there was an accident in the house and to cover it up. Mom wrote the ransom note.
So I have to say something. Patsy's saying that there was one of the things wasn't okay. Erik also says that the police, the way this was such a mess and everything, that the police were so desperate to have somebody, you know, the ones who did it, that things were kind of twisted and turned. And that's what starts all these conspiracies about this, is because they don't have somebody. They're not getting, we want justice for Bené, right? We want justice for her. And so do the police, but sometimes they mess up, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Were the Ramseys and their neighbors / friends involved in a child sex ring?
No.
Where was John's older brother Burke when she was murdered? I think he was probably in bed, asleep.
Yes, he was asleep.
Will they ever find the person that killed her?
I'm hearing yes, that they'll at least make that connection. Okay. I don't see someone being prosecuted though.
Okay. Was it a neighbor?
No.
Does the brother know who killed her?
No. Mm-mm.
Now, a man named Gary Oliver recently confessed to accidentally killing her and wrote about it in letters written from prison. Did he do this?
No.
Oliver?
I heard no before. I heard no right away. Erik is saying that there were some others too that said they did it, and it's just notoriety.
Oh, yeah.
You know, being connected to it, you know.
Okay. I heard another psychic say she was taken as part of a sexual ritual, but accidentally killed at the house somewhere in the same neighborhood, at a house somewhere in the same neighborhood, and then returned to her house where the scene was staged. The psychic must not be very good, intimated that there was someone in the police department involved and hence botched the investigation. Is there any part of that? There's no truth to that. This was the reason why it was messed up is because it was a small police department. They weren't trained. This is what Erik is saying. They weren't trained for this type of thing. They thought it was a kidnapping, but it still should have been. People should have been out of there. It's still a crime scene. You take a child out of a home. You need to. All they did was he's saying all they did was keep people out of a room. So. Okay. You know, that's all there is to that. Yeah. All right. These have already been answered, a lot of these, so we can do this.
Okay.
Quickly. When the father discovered his daughter's body, was that something he will ever get over? I can't get over.
No,
so I can
I can
understand.
No, this was very traumatizing. Yes.
Did the mother see the Patsy? Did you see the body?
Yes, she did. Once he brought her up, she's showing me that she was laying in the living room, it looks like. And it'd been a while. So rigor mortis already and everything. So yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Was the father involved? We know no. In child trafficking, any criminal business at all?
No. It wasn't connected to the father. This person knew Patsy, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read. This is a lot of questions in one thing. What's the mother's involvement? Apparently nothing. Loaded question. Guilty by association and obviously ancestral trauma she passed down to her daughter. Her demise, her cancer being in the sacral chakra, quite possibly due to her own sexual and physical trauma, abuse, or that which is caused by others or by free will, or turning a blind eye. Blah 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 blah. All right, so basically, let's just ask, is her cancer based on any past sexual, physical trauma and abuse? Maybe not, obviously.
No, the cancer was a contract. That's just something she was supposed to go through, of course. But also it was brought back, and this is what she's saying. She says it came back, and a lot of it was the emotions, the trapped emotions, the things going on in her life, the way, all the trauma they'd been through, broke her immune system down. And that's what brought it back, along with the energy connected to that, So, yeah.
So the mom did not write the ransom note.
No. And it is a weird note. It is a weird note. Erik is like, yes, it's very strange. Type of note, but it was just, that's the type of weirdness this person was,
Okay. JonBenét, did you ever get tired of entering beauty contests, and did you kind of like feel exploited toward the end?
No, she's so cute. She's just the cutest energy. I just love it. She goes, because she's like all trying to be grown up and answer, but she's just this sweet, cute little 6-year-old. Of course, I have to say really quick that we don't have age as spirits, but she is coming through as JonBenét in her age and when she passed. So she says no, she loved it. She really loved it. And she goes, she didn't know what that word meant. Like
exploited.
Yeah. I don't know what that word, she knows what it is now, but she wouldn't know what that was. And that she never looked at it like, she just loved it. She loved the attention. I love the attention.
Oh, that's great.
I love the attention. Yeah.
Patsy, were you ever jealous of your daughter's beauty? I can't imagine.
No, she was proud of her. It was almost like, she goes, it was almost too much sometimes how she just wanted to show her off and look at my daughter,
Proud of her beauty then.
Yeah, very proud.
JonBenét, how would you describe your childhood?
She describes it as, she's not going to say typical really, because it was a very lavish life that they lived. They were very wealthy. She didn't know the difference though. Like she didn't know like she was like that different from anyone else, except for she did these beauty pageants, and then her mother always told her that she was the prettiest thing ever, too. So anyway, she says that she was a normal kid. She went to school, she played, she rode her bike, she played with her brother, she had toys, she just like a normal 6-year-old, a normal child's life, except for she had like a routine. She had more of a routine probably than some others did. So
why did you choose an exit point that was so violent? What lesson was to be learned from it?
Okay, so she says that my throat just got really tight right then.
Oh, you could take it.
So yeah, she said that there's a lot to be learned from this. Sometimes we don't understand it from a human point of view, you know, from an earthly point of view, but from a spiritual point of view, there are so many things that people that the collective, everybody that's seen this case around the world, all the people that are connected to her, her loved ones, there's, you know, you learn so much. You also, like, people will learn to be stronger in their intuition. They get acceptance, letting go, forgiveness. I mean, the list can go on of all the things you learn from the suffering,
The
right?
value of innocence.
Right. And compassion, all kinds of things. And then she says that so there was another life that she had, she's saying. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We can talk about it now, but I also want to know the lesson for you.
Yeah, she's saying that this was more for those connected to her. Her lesson was very short. It was very short because it was just the suffering that she went through for that short moment that gives growth, right? You go. Right. And Patsy is saying that this was that list that we're talking about, to overcome hate, overcome anger, acceptance, to persevere and move on with something like this. Also, with everybody pointing the finger at them, there's more lessons in that too. So, I mean, it's if you can imagine all the things that you would go through in that position and what you would learn from that, you know, to let go of things, try to not react to certain things.
Lesson about loss.
Lesson of loss, forgiveness.
Especially the forgiveness of the people who blamed you. And
right. And exactly. And just to continue living a daily life with all this around you is stress in itself, and to overcome that and to deal with the anxieties of it. You know, I mean, there's just a list of things that you go through with this stuff, and everybody included that knows about this, including her brother, JonBenét, and her brother, all he went through. You know, you're not the same. Yeah. It's never the same. Life is not the same. You're never the same after this. That was her baby, you know, that was taken from her. Yeah. So, yeah. Right.
What past, okay, you could talk about another life that influenced your life as JonBenét. Would you like to?
So, everybody listening, okay, just know that this is not JonBenét in this life. This was her in another life. Okay. And this does happen. We live different lives and we live different experiences.
Oh, yeah.
So what she's saying is that she had a life, and it was from a linear point of view, it was the one right before this one. It was actually the late 1800s, early 1900s. Okay. She was a mother that had a mental illness. Okay. And she killed her children. 2.
Oh, wow.
She had 2 children. Okay.
Karmic balancing going on there.
Right. And she's saying that this person who did this to her was one of the children. Okay.
Oh my God.
Just one of them. I was asking her why just the one. It's just, okay. So it was split, that it's almost like it was split that way, like it will continue on until the next one maybe, you know, happens. The other child, you know, these are reverse roles that happen. Yeah. This is very common.
Is Burke one of the other children?
Who? Burke?
Anybody else like Burke or Pat?
Oh, no, the other child actually is not in this incarnation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what she says is that she will be incarnated with the other child. This is it's not going to be the same though. It's not going to be the same, like what happened to her as JonBenét. It's going to be a little different. So anyway, she's saying that that's what happened. Now what Patsy's saying is that there are reasons that people choose and decide to be a part of these things and experience these things that are going on for growth. They don't necessarily always have to have a karmic like balance.
Okay.
So she's saying that this isn't really for her as an individual that's part of this, life and this happening, that there was some karmic balance for her, but she is saying that they all chose this together to be a part of this. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
JonBenét, how long did you stay around your family before you totally crossed over?
She's showing that she stayed around until after the services is what she's showing. And she was not alone. I just keep seeing all these like angels and guides and family around her. And then I'm getting chills. And then she had her life review, crossed over, all that started happening after that. But she's still around, of course. She still is with her dad.
Did you greet your mom when you passed over right away?
Yes, absolutely.
How was that? Was it beautiful?
And Patsy's kind of getting like teary, like, even though they don't really have that as a spirit, she's just showing me that emotion of happiness that you cannot describe. JonBenét said it was a great reunion. Patsy says the same, a wonderful reunion. She was looking forward to it when she got sick, because she was sick for a few years before she died. Patsy said she was actually just looking forward to it. So it was almost like she let go in a way of life after this, because she was ready. She wanted to see her baby again. Yeah.
But do you do any work on the other side?
She says, yes, with this her little voice is so cute. Yes.
Oh, what do you do?
She loves animals. She's showing me animals. I think she wanted to be a vet or doctor or vet or something like that. But she's showing me like she helps animals, like in this life. She will help them, look out for them. And she really just enjoying like being free. She talks about being free. She loves it.
That's awesome. All right, just a few more questions. Hopefully we can pile them all in. Can your soul speak to the impact on children's mental health and safety with regards to parents publicly sharing their children's vulnerabilities on social media, family, vlogs, YouTubes, etc.?
So what she says is that this is needed. This is things that are needed. We need these kind of things. Okay. Even if they're not like the best.
Yeah.
We have to have that balance for growth. But it is important to be careful for exposure and people that you let into your circle almost. You need to know those people you're around. You need to have that awareness of all people that you're interacting with.
To your gut.
Yeah. And your children, they do this already in school, I think, but and a lot of parents do too, but just to really make sure that kids understand how to defend themselves and strangers and, the stranger danger that they talk about, right?
Yeah, right.
This is so important. And and she's saying like, any of this would not have helped her case though.
Yeah.
So, but it can help people even if they have a contract where something's supposed to happen to them, it can help like make it like not as much or make it easier to be figured out, things like that. Okay. So just to have awareness, this awareness is a big one, and Patsy's saying this too, have awareness, and especially if you're going to be exposing your children to the world, like on videos and Instagram, pageants, any of that kind of thing. You want to be very, very aware of who you're connecting to.
2 more questions. JonBenét, is there anything that a little funny quirk or anything that not many people or maybe nobody knows about you that you want to share?
She's talking about art. she liked to draw. She loved art. She loved to draw and color. She really loved it. She also was talking about like just being by herself and singing like when she's in the bath or during all by herself. She loved to like sing and listen to her voice and practice and stuff. But she had a lot of really cute uniqueness about her.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, she did. And she had a lot of qualities like very creative mind that she had.
Okay, now last question. Erik, do you play with her? What do you have to say? And JonBenét, have you met your Uncle Erik? I'll call him for you.
Yeah. She goes, yes. She does that voice again. Yes. Yeah, he does. It's like he says that he feels like a little sister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cute.
Erik is so like great with kids. He just he's just like the heart. Oh my gosh. He just is like he could have had like a whole bunch of kids probably and just been like, like one of those dads with like 12 kids.
Absolutely.
Loving kids so much. But yes, they do know each other. They have met even before now. They've met. He's funny. They hang out sometimes, and she'll sing and he plays music. He play they do the music together. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ginger. Thank you, JonBenét. Thank you, Patsy. Thank you, Erik. Really appreciate this. You guys go check out part 1 if you missed it. Check out Ginger by clicking on her link in the description box, and be sure you subscribe. Also, remember, Paola, I posted on social media, is looking for people to give video testimonials on how you, Erik, have helped them and even sometimes saved them, both figuratively and literally, because you're going to be in the documentary if you can submit a video as per the instructions by Paola. All right. I love you.
Okay. They're saying thank you very much, Elisa. They're very thankful you had them here today. And Erik is saying, I love you, Mom. And thank you. They're just thankful that they got to do this.
Love you all.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.